All right, day 2 of module 10 here. With proofs, we just spent some time with logic statements on day 1. So day 2, we are going to actually create these mathematical proofs, and we're going to really use these parallel lines and transversals, and we're going to create paragraph proofs is what we're going to look at here. So paragraph proofs is what we're looking at with today. Okay. So here's here's an example of what we've got here and what we're looking at here. So I've got this diagram and I've got something that's given and something I want to prove here. And that'll be how the structure of all these are when we put these proofs together. You're going to probably have a diagram and something that's given and the end point that you want to be to. So this is what we start with, this is what we end with. Given is what we start, proves what we end with. And so as I look through this, I'm going to kind of make a plan before with this, okay? So I know that it gives me angle 5 and angle 8 are congruent to each other. That's given to me, but it's also their vertical angles, so they should be. And then I have A and B, line AB and line CD are parallel to each other. So if you think back to a couple units ago when we were talking about parallel lines and transversals, once these lines are parallel, it puts in all of those 4 rules that alternating interior angles are congruent, alternating exterior angles are congruent, corresponding angles are congruent, and same side or consecutive interior angles are supplementary. And so we're going to use those properties to help us with this, okay? So there are multiple ways to do this, and the key probably has one way. I'm going to do maybe a little bit different way than the key, but there's more than one way to get to angle 2 and 8 being supplementary or equal to 180. So the whole point of this is we're going to put a bunch of if-then statements together to prove this. Okay, so here's how we start this. The first thing we do is we always state what's given. So I'm going to put, again, we are given that angle 5 is congruent to angle 8, and line AB is parallel to line CD. So that's the first thing we're given. Okay? So here's the route I'm going to go with this. I'm going to compare, I need an angle that will compare 2 and 8 to each other. So and we're going to probably need 2 angles. So I'm going to use angle 1 and angle 5 because 5 is already given here to me that 5 and 8 are equal to each other. So I need to relate 1 to 5 as well. And then I'm going to relate 2 to 1, and that will help me as well. So first things first, I'm going to put that angle 1 and angle 5 are congruent to each other because they're supplementary. So this would be if AB, line AB is parallel to CD, then angle 1 is congruent to angle 5 by my corresponding theorem. Okay, so that's our first statement. So those two are equal to each other, which that helps us. Then I'm going to put this next thing, I'm going to put if angles 1 and angle 2 are linear, which they are just by the diagram, then angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180 degrees. Okay, because they're linear pairs. Okay, so now let's look at this. I have, again, as you go through this, I have angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. Okay, and then angle 5 is congruent to angle 8. Okay, so if that's the case, again, angle 1 has to be equal to angle 8. So if angle 1 is equal to angle 8, I can just substitute angle 1 here, and then I have angle 2 and angle 8 that add up to 180. Okay, so again, if 8 is congruent to 5 and 5 is congruent to 1, then I can substitute. So, again, I'm just going to put, this is how this is going to be. I'm going to put if, again, angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. Angle 5 is congruent to angle 8. Then I'm going to put angle 1 is congruent to angle 8 as well. And then we're going to put our last statement. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 8, then angle 2 plus angle 8 equals 180. And I'm going to put by substitution. And that's what I want to end with. So as long as I get to the end, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, really I'm just putting my logic thought down as we go. Okay? All right, we're going to use the same diagram, but we're going to use this. This is my next paragraph proof here. I'm going to take the angle 1 and 7 are equal to 180. I'm going to try to prove that these lines are parallel. So in order to prove lines are parallel, I've got to bring one of those four properties as far as alternating interior angles, alternating exterior angles, those things back into play. So for this one, I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use some things with vertical angles. So I'm going to compare 7 to 6. They should be equal. And 1 to 4, they should be equal. And if those are equal to each other and 1 and 7 are supplementary, that means that 4 plus 6 have to be supplementary as well. That's how we're going to do this one as well. Okay? So again, I'm going to start with what I'm given. I'm said we're given that angle 1 plus angle 7 equals 180. Okay? So then I'm going to put if I guess we're also given that angle 6 is congruent to angle 7 and angle 1 is congruent to angle 4 by vertical angles. On the diagram. Okay? All right, so we're going to look at this. I'm going to put that if, so we're going to look at this. I've got 6 is equal to 7 and 1 is equal to 4. So we're going to put that if angle 6 is congruent to angle 7 and angle 1 is congruent to angle 4, then, well, sorry, we got to also put, also need to put that, and, sorry, that those two are congruent, and angle 1 plus angle 7 equals 180, then angle 4 plus angle 6 equal 180, and that's going to be by substitution. Okay? And then once I've done that is if angle 4 plus angle 6 equal 180, then lines A, B is going to be parallel to line C, D, and this is going to be by my the consecutive interior angle theorem. And that's what I want to end with, because I want to end with B and C, or AB is parallel to CD, what I've got there. Okay, these ones take a little bit of practice. You got to look and practice with this, but we're just using those rules, and a lot of them it is just the logical thought that that you do already. You just got to make sure you're putting it down as if-then statements and put it in a little bit more structured form is what we're doing. So that somebody could read through it. Okay? All right. We'll see you later. Bye.